Which major characters would you not want to see return for the 40th anniversary? And the original poster goes by the name Mina Jutler, which is an Emmerdale serial killer, so straight fire, classic. Love you, legend. Personally, I've always seen Grant as Phil without any of the qualities that make Phil a good character. Never understood why so many people want him back. I mean, look, you gotta say, Grant doesn't really serve his purpose anymore because Grant was the harder one of the two. He was he had a lot of demons. He was very troubled, and that is kind of what made his character who he was. He was the more, I guess, adult, where you had Phil, who was the more sensitive one, had a bit more of a heart. But obviously when Grant fucked off, well, Phil just took on those qualities himself. So you don't really have a world where you need Grant back.
I guess it's like Teddy and Harry in a sense. Where obviously Teddy is supposedly the more darker one and Harry's the more charmy one. But they're both charming, but you know what I mean. So in a sense, Teddy's the more Grant and Harry's the more Phil in a sense. But on Grant, it's so funny because he has become Grant Mitchell was never Ross Kemp, right? But
I don't know if that comparison works too well, but yeah.
But Ross Kemp was never Grant Mitchell was never Ross Kemp. But do you know, like in a TV show where they have to merge the characters and then they become one? Throughout the timeline of Ross Kemp's career in Britain, he has slowly gone from not being Grant Mitchell in real life to just slowly, he's now Grant Mitchell. Because you watch anything he does now, he's like, Britain's hardest man. Do you know I was in EastEnders once? I was Grant Mitchell. Oh, hey.
Yeah, but isn't all this stuff from like 10 years ago? Like, have you watched anything that Ross Kemp has done?
He still does the exact same shit.
Yeah.
You can't disagree with me. He probably still does the exact same shit. It's just on a platform that no one watches it on. Because no one gives a shit about him except...
It's a lot of assumptions to make for something you don't actually know.
I know he does world's best pubs now. Right? So he's gone from working in a fictional pub to working in a real pub. Cheers to your Grant. Fucking Ross Kemp. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Grant back. But
I'd take him for like...
a day.
I'd have him return for like a month or two, establish some new Mitchells, like bring back Courtney, bring back his and Michelle's son. What the fuck's their son called? He came back in that 2015 run where Grant returned. I don't know, fucking clue. It's not John. Whoever the fuck he was, he had a full head of hair, so his genes is someone else's kid. You know what I mean? But I'd bring back those two characters back, establish the more younger Mitchells, because you've kind of done that with Harry and Barney, but also Barney's a bit young currently, and Harry's by himself alone. Which mate would you not want to see return? Grant is up there, I do agree. I don't really think there's a world where you need Grant anymore. Like, Grant's use has been, like, it's over. It would be cool to see him back, be cool to see what he's doing now. But he probably would only come back if, like, Phil's dying or something,
No, you've read that wrong. He'd only come back if the money dries up for me and Ross Kemp. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but he's got so many fingers in different pies, I think he'll manage.
Yeah, he'll definitely sell one kidney before he's the Dave Bautista of EastEnders, if I had to guess. It's like, Dave, you ever going to return to wrestling? I would rather be homeless than return to wrestling. Like, I think that's what Ross Kemp's going to do. He's like, I'm not fucking returning until I need the fucking money. But yeah, reading on. Danny Dyer, the last thing we need is something kicking Linda off further. Michelle, unless it's Tully and the Recon Russell. Keanu's Ghost, I'd love Keanu's Ghost. Ooh.
I don't think Keanu's Ghost will be making a return at all. Danny Dyer, yeah, I've been saying that it would have been a cool way to bring back Danny Dyer, like Mick Carter, in 2025. But I was saying this at the start of 2023, and through time, it quickly went maybe the 45th. You know, maybe let's push it back to 2030 or something. You know, because it's given a lot of characters a lot more breathing room, and he's been on the fucking offensive. I fucking hate that show, shit show, terrible show. Why'd I fucking leave it? Michelle, yeah, 2017 Michelle Fowler didn't happen. If you just bring back Susan Tully as Michelle Fowler, that everything will be right in the world, and they just make like a joke about it, be like, bloody hell, you're a lot different when we last saw you. Yeah, not really sure what happened.
What happened with Russell? Russell, the kid from Up. No. Oh, never mind. It's just like that. It's just like Russell.
Oh, fuck me. That was alright. Jesus, took me a while to fucking shovel my way in to figure out what the fuck that joke was.
You ever seen Up?
Yeah.
How did you not know the fat kid's not called Russell? He's called Russell.
But why Up?
It's clearly Russell's mother's favourite film because he was named after the kid. Or Russell Brand, not Russell Brand, Russell Howard. Reading on, I wouldn't want Danny Dyer to return for the 40th. It's too soon after Mick's death and would make that huge explosive exit feel pointless in my opinion. But give it a few more years, I'd be happy to have him back.
Like, through time, I've gotten a lot kinder to Mick Carter as a character. I obviously do believe they left it really open because he is one of the largest, like, in the last decade or so, is one of the largest characters they've introduced to the show. And as much as people may kind of, through his exit, may have gotten a bit disenfranchised with the character, a couple more years and people will be like, he's fucking coming back, yeah. Like, I think the outcry would be, people would be a lot happier with it. It's just recency bias plays a lot of, it's the last impression that people had of him, right?
Imagine Susan Tully coming back as Michelle, only to have no knowledge of the 2017 return.
Yeah.
I'm rarely a fan of retcon, but I would like never to have happened.
2017.
17 never to have happened. I don't know why I felt they need to tear down an icon. 2017 I was pretty new to EastEnders fandom, and I've only been watching since around 2014, so I didn't see many of the issues at the time. But looking back, it's so bad. No one wants to see their favourite character get absolutely assassinated on screen. Alfie Moon.
Okay.
2017 is the second worst year, just dull and boring. I think 2021 is the worst overall. 2018 is the only time I think that show bored me enough to death to stop watching. I'll have you know 2018 had the greatest legend of all time, Hayley Slater.
I was skipping a lot of in this time period. Like that 2021, 2022, all those years were rough. I do not want to go back and revisit them anytime soon.
Reading on, Mick, I didn't dislike Mick as a character, but I felt Danny Dyer was overused, and this caused me to get bored of him. But I also felt like he took the limelight from other equally as good, if better, characters. Mick's time is done, in my opinion. His time is up. It's third time now. I feel the same. Mick was great in the storyline when Johnny first came out as gay, and the one
so about a week into his fucking entrance.
And the one where he overcame his fear of water and learned how to swim. But I felt too that he was very overused, and I was a bit sick of Mick by the time he disappeared. I do think he'll be back. Maybe not for the 40th, but sometime.
He'll be back. There's no way he doesn't come back.
I wouldn't mind him.
Unless he somehow has like a weird career resurgence somehow, but that's not fucking happening, let's be honest.
I wouldn't mind him back, but not for the 40th. As I said in another comment, it would be too soon if they brought him back and didn't make it the Mick Carter show like they did for years after the Carters joined. I think it would be great to bring him back, as I said. Give it a few more years to hold on.
I mean, just, I don't know. It's not his fault. It's not his fucking fault that the writers loved his character. like he was very well characterized. Was interesting. He was played very well. Like, as much as you may not believe that Danny Dye is a very good actor, like, he did show his fucking chops in the role. He had great dynamics with all his on-screen family. He probably was overused to an extent, but once again, I think it's a thing of direction rather than, like, you know, I doubt Danny Dye's like, give me more fucking scenes. Like, he's doing what the writers do for him.
I do feel like in some instances there might have been.
I mean, it's like that Kate Oates, John Sen, I believe, that era of like 2019 to like 2021, where it's like, who's gonna be the biggest character? Ben, Whitney, Gray, Mick. That was the era. That was who fucking starred, and constantly every single year got their big storyline.
But yeah, Mick, I really want that. See, I really want Danny Dyer to have the trajectory that Leslie Grantham had in shows. So he rises up after he leaves EastEnders. He does a remake of Fort Boyard, and then he just comes back in like 10 years. That's what I'd love. 20 years, 2040, 2043, make it happen.
Don't worry, in 4 years he'll still be doing Soccer Aid.
In 20 years. He'd be in his mid-60s fucking running around that football pitch showing the young lads how to work.
But, yeah.
Reading on, Ruby Allen, I've never understood the love for her character. She's boring and irritating. I fucked that up, in my opinion, and the only reason that she was ever morally interesting was because her father was the great Johnny Allen.
I have a very hard disagree. I really like Ruby. I enjoyed her character. Her rape storyline was a very impactful and powerful one. Her friendship with Stacey was always good. And I did enjoy the 2020 sort of character of Ruby Allen, where she did start to scheme around a bit more. She had that relationship with Martin, which I really enjoyed. I was fucking fed up with Stacey at the time as well. So I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Stacey. You've been treating Martin like shit for too long. Here's Ruby, who's probably going to treat him like shit as well. They had their troubles conceiving a child, and they obviously teased that when she left, she was pregnant after a very hard battle of trying to get pregnant. So there is a absolute bombshell ready to fucking cook the second she actually wants to come back. But in that darker time of that, like, I mean, I don't remember how long a recent run was, but she was one of my favourite characters of that time period, of a bad time in the show.
I think people liked her just because she had a great friendship and rapport with Stacey until the writers decided to ruin that. I 100% agree. One of my least favourite characters of all time. Unfortunately, I feel like she's definitely coming back at some point. She had no personality and at times felt like the only reason she was in the square was to antagonise Stacey. Her lying was what annoyed me most about her. I agree with your take on Grant, but personally I don't mind his return. The reuniting of the brothers and Sharon I always find interesting, but more so Sharon and Phil than for Grant. But yeah, he really is just a less interesting version of Phil. His last stint put me off a bit because of his lack of an East End accent. I thought he sounded quite posh last time, and that bothered me. Well, you have to admit the last time he would have been in the show would have been 2005. I was going to say 1998, but he did come back in 2005.
Yeah, for like a couple of months.
Yeah, right. I know he came back for a couple of months in 2005, but you do know a lot does change in 10 years. It's like when people give out with Tom DeLonge, where he can't do the high notes anymore. It's been 20 years, mate, since all the small things. It's been 25 years. He can't.
He's the singer for Blink and Angels and Airwaves. Some people won't know that.
If you don't know all the small things, come on. But yeah, it's like when it's like you can't do the high notes. The same with Grant. Obviously, his voice is going to change over the years. He's moved on. He's Ross Kemp in all these shows now. He's changed. Get over it, lads. Anyone who's dead, or even if they left it open-ended, it would really make no sense them still being alive and not contacting anyone. So Nick, I guess, Fat Boy, if you could call him Major. Also would want Sam to be recast back to Danielle Westbrook.
Neither. I don't think anybody does, and I don't think she ever will be. unless she genuinely clears all of her shit up for a long time, but she's been a mess for 20 years now. I suppose that's the interesting question. I don't think there'll be any fucking massive character. I don't think any character get revived from the dead. That one I feel like is understood. Like, I don't think Mick's coming back. I don't think Fat Boy's coming back. I don't think Ronnie and Roxy coming back. They did it with Cindy. They're not fucking doing it 2 years later or 1 year later. In terms of massive character returns, I don't really think there's gonna be. Obviously, you have the David, you have the Chrissy, and was there another one? You have Shirley, who is imminently gonna return. I don't really think. I think we'll be mostly working with the cast we currently got. I don't think they will bring back any super major fucking EastEnders character unless they are now locked in for like a long-term like contract.
Reading on, I think not only has the bridge been burnt from Miss Westbrook, it's been demolished. I can't ever see her going back now. Ronnie and Roxy, unless there's a flashback, can't happen because one of them's on the contract with Hollyoaks. Sorry to ruin your bubble there. There's a difference between wishing they hadn't died and wanting them to be written back in. A flashback can't really happen. Mick is just not that. It's not that. I just don't want him back for the 40th. I don't want him back at all. Gray, Mick, Max, he served his purpose, and Jack Wood is a great actor. But I don't ever need to see Max Brannan back to the screen. At this point, there's currently only 2 reasons to bring him back. Both of them suck. 1, repair his relationship with Lauren, which at this point, who cares? And 2, finding out about Annie, to which the collective response on the subreddit is pretty much nobody wants to have to sit through that. He had a great run, and the ending of the character, and had the ending the character deserved. Let's not ruin it by returning. I'm shocked that people actually have this view on Max. I wanted them back for ages. Is this your alt account?
I don't know. I'm really surprised at this. I don't know why the view on Max is so bad. Like, I think it genuinely is because he had a rough couple of years at the end. Like, everything beyond 2017 was rough. And like, yeah, sure, it did a lot of damage to the character. I still want him back. He's fucking great. Everybody's sleeping on fucking Max Brannan, which is ironic. Like, what? How do people not want him back? He's involved in one of the more iconic fucking EastEnders Christmases of this last fucking 20 years.
I've wanted him back for ages, and I think the storyline with Annie would actually be interesting. Total Slag responds with, really, I think it would be the most cliche and predictable development anyone could imagine. Also, after stealing Abby Jr. from Rainey and Stewart, not only does he not deserve contact/relationships with any more of his descendants, but nobody in the right mind should ever trust him being anywhere near Annie.
But yeah, that's a surprise. I do think it's recency bias. I think Max back with some proper fucking writers behind him actually fleshing out his character, rather than just having him be a mardy fucker all the time. Like, whoa, come on. That'd be great, right? Yeah, another thumbs up sound. You got fucking voice, mate.
I'm reading. Fat Boy, even if they completely retconned his exes to bring him back, I just don't think he would fit into the current EastEnders. His character was very much a product of his time.
Agreed.
Ben, Max, Ruby, Mick, Janine would be my selection.
I think Janine might come back.
Mick, it's too soon. Gray, please don't go there. Michelle, unless it's somehow Susan Tully returns. Sam Mitchell, the Westbrook version.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Once again, 3 for 3 for decent Reddit videos.
Wait, but the Westbrook version, that's not Kim Madoff, is it?
No. That's Daniela Westbrook.
Oh, I thought they were saying they want them back. I was so confused.
No. This is who you don't want to see. I don't think we'll see them back. I don't, like I said, she has gone down. She's got demons. And she doesn't seem like she's going to be getting through those demons anytime soon. And it is quite sad. But yeah, Kim Metcalf is the definitive Sam Mitchell. Does anybody in the comment section have any characters you would not want to see return? I mean, I don't think it's a possibility, but imagine it being Grey. I'd fuck this. Fuck this.
He might be related to Teddy Mitchell somehow.
I don't think so.
Come on, have him be related to the Mitchell family. Come on, lads, come on.
But yeah, there we are. That is the... Shaking the camera
No,
with your fucking foot.
I'm checking the camera, sorry. I
There
got too
we are.
excited.
Yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching. We've been watching Walford. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. Bye-bye.